Skin food. Welcome to my presentation. I am Dr. Atiqur Rahman Khan. I am from Bangladesh. Bangladesh is a country in South Asia. Are you hearing me?
Yes, we can hear you perfectly fine.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to my presentation. I'm from Bangladesh. Bangladesh is a country in South Asia. 163 million people live there, an area of 1,48,560 kilometers. Neighboring country of Bangladesh are India, Myanmar, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Maldives, Bhutan, and Pakistan. Bangladesh became independent in 1971. Bangladesh, Dhaka is the capital city of Bangladesh. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. I am working in Government Republic of Bangladesh, clinical physiotherapist, integrated disability service center, Narayanganj, Jatiyo Protibandhi Unnayan Foundation. Jatiyo Protibandhi Unnayan Foundation. My education background, Masters of Public Health and Bachelor of Physiotherapy, Dhaka University. Next slide, please. It is my honor as a Scientex conferences, international conference on arthroplasty and orthopedic surgery 2021 invited me as a speaker. I am thankful to organizer and delegates. Next slide, please. There is another slide. Back one slide. My topic is the epidemiological profile of knee injury pattern among different divisional football players. Football is the most popular sport in the world, and over 200 countries play football. The most common type of injuries are strain, sprain, fracture, dislocation. Knee and ankle injury are more common. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Three authors conducted this research, Dr. Atiqur Rahman Khan, Dr. Mohammad Jubair Khan, Dr. Mohammad Delwar Hossain Hawladar. Next slide, please. Content of the research: introduction, method, result, discussion, and conclusion. Next slide, please. Purpose of the study. The present study carried out understanding the descriptive epidemiology of increasing knee injuries sustained by the professional footballers at the aim of providing physiotherapist, athletic trainer, and coach with the evidence required to make effective injury prevention measures. Next slide, please. Introduction. On earth, football is one of the most popular and widespread sports. Football is among the sports with the highest injury rate. Next slide, please. Continue introduction. Injury sustained by a professional footballer is a deep-root concern and estimated of 3.7 million sports injury in the Netherlands per year, with 42,262 soccer injuries reported in 2003 in Switzerland. Next slide, please. Continue introduction. During the competition, knee injury account of between 15% to 58% of all major injuries. Next slide, please. Since the knee is biomechanically predisposed to injury, especially during collision, soccer players are at a greater risk of injury. Next slide, please. During the knee is biomechanically predisposed to injury, especially during the collision of soccer players are at the greater risk of injury. Next slide, please. Method. Study of the design of the study. The study representative compromise of male footballer athlete belong to 5 different sports clubs in Dhaka city. A perspective descriptive cross-sectional study conducted on adopted players ranging in age 14 to 40 years. Participant in the first division, second division, and third division matches. The study was conducted over 12 months. Next slide, please. Method. Sample size estimated to 215, but exclusion 15. Now eligible for analysis 200. There is a 58% chart show injured, and for 84%, 42% not injured. Next slide, please. Result. There is a result, the first result of the table show arthropometric measurement and by baseline characteristics is 14 to 22%, 50.5%, 23 to 31%, 31 years, 41.5%, 32 to 40 years, 8%. BMI here normal show, and playing experience 1 to 5 years 43%, 6 to 10 years 51%, 11 to 15 years only 6%. Level of competition: first division player 22.5%, and second division player 36%, and third division player is higher 41.5%. Next slide, please. Table 1 arthropometric measurement baseline characteristics here show playing position. Goalkeeper only 12%, striker 29%, midfielder 35.5%, defender 23.5%. This data is a significant ground condition. Up and down condition 35.5%. Smooth 24.5%, rough 36%, very good rough 36%. This data also significant. Nutritional status very good, 30% good, 64% poor, 6%. This data also significant. Next slide, please. Table 2 information related to routine physical activity. Physical fitness 65.5%. Other are not physical training regularly. This data also significant. Various exercise of knee 41%, and then not perform regularly 59%. This data also significant. Warm up not warm up 43%. This data also significant. Practice football for 45%, not practicing football 55%. Next slide, please. Information related to knee injury. Type of injury: contact injury is more common. It is higher percentage, 74.1%. Non-contact injury 25.9%. Injury time: recent 1 to 7 days 54.3%. More than 6 weeks for 45.7%. Injury incidence time: match time 44%, practice time 33.6%, recreational activity 46.6%. Next slide, please. Information related to knee injury. Event of injury: first time injury 62%, repeated injury 38%. Injury nature, ligament injury, most common, higher 63.8%, tendon injury 21.6%, meniscus injury 8.6%, contusion only 6%. Severity of injury, mild injury 58.6%, moderate injury 27.6%, severe injury 13.8%. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Treatment seeking behavior, table 4 show treatment after injury 90.5%, no treatment 9.5%. Management after injury, medical management 47.4%, physiotherapy management 39.6%, other 13%. Surgery only 1.7%. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Discussion. In this study, you observe that 58% of the participants suffer some form of knee injury, opposite to our study where 28.13% knee injury recorded among athletics, and a study with a large sample size, almost similar finding noted in lower limb. The knee 29.39%, but much higher 44.44% of the ligament injury affect the knee, but out of 45 ligaments injury which support our study. Next slide, please. Discussion. This study investigating the knee injury time. The recent injury noted 54.3%, where in case of 45.7% injury took place more than 6 weeks. This study exposed the similar higher rate of the recent injury, measured 39% injuries recognized within 7 days, and 23% last more than 3 weeks. Next slide, please. This mild injury as 58.6% was the highest form of severity, and 13.8% described injury was more severe, opposite to our study findings. Lowest 16.7% were mild injuries, and the highest resigning 47.4% were severe injuries. Next slide, please. Next, conclusion. The highest number of injuries among Bangladeshi professional soccer is alarming. The higher percentage of knee injuries challenges physiotherapists and sports medical professionals to identify the injury pattern and causes such as age, ground condition, player to player, high speed collision, particular exercise, and psychological factor like stress management. Next slide, please. Recommendation. The result of the present study could be helpful in preventing knee injury by designing a particular exercise regime and improve the playground condition. Next slide, please. Here is show some reference of this research. Next slide, please.